Did you know that tight hamstrings can contribute to lower back pain and decreased range in the hips? I'm certified Pilates instructor and FST stretch therapist. So let's take a look at three effective hamstring stretches today and why your hamstrings could be tight.
If you can't touch your toes and on the rolling down feel a big pull at the backs of the legs, just a lot of restriction reaching your hands down, that means your hamstrings are very tight. A few key points why they are tight are sitting at your desk for a long time or just sitting. Your body is very smart and it adjusts to the positions and the movements that you're doing daily. So if you don't take a lot of breaks during the work, they're tight. Some injuries and some sports tighten the hamstrings, like running or biking. So let's get back to the mat and start with my three favorite hamstring stretches. We're going to stand in a low lunge position and bend the front knee and lean your hips forward to open the hip flexor on the opposite leg, and then hinge your hips to the back. So you're folding from the hip joints and straightening the knee. Good. So very dynamic. So lean forward instead of rounding. Think of sticking your bum out, fanning out those sit bones, and shift it forward again. Good. Straighten the leg, curl your toes up. You can use the support of your hands on the sides. You can use yoga blocks. And we're going to add toe tap and curl just to help with the mobility and the nerve flossing as well through the back of the leg. So changing the position, the second stretch is having your front foot forward and the opposite leg bent, knees out. You're gonna face the straight leg and hinge forward from the hips, keeping the knees straight. You can activate your quads a little bit so that the knee is not buckling up. Good. And again, you want to feel that your hips are folding instead of rounding your spine. Good. So hamstrings are attached to the sits bone, and you want to stretch them straight from the top of the leg. Good. If you need a little bit support, if you have less range of motion, you can grab a band, a belt, and wrap around the ball of the foot and pull your chest towards your leg. And again, you want to hinge from the hips. You can stick your finger there at the hip crease and feel that you're folding it from there. Good. Straighten up. Again, we're doing nice and dynamic stretch. Hold it for 5 seconds and lift back up. The third stretch is the standing position. We're going to stick your bum out. Again, it's a hinge, and lengthen the knees and soften the knees. Lengthen the knees. Imagine you're pushing the knees back and lengthening those hamstrings, lifting your sit bones up. Good. Nice flat spine. Keeping the crease into those hip joints. Bend and stretch. Again, it's a dynamic stretch, and lift all the way up. One more stretch, that's the bonus one. We're going to keep the triangle position through the legs. Make sure your feet are slightly apart to keep the balance. And again, it's a hinge. You got it. We're going to stick your hips out, keeping both knees nice and straight, and you feel the stretch on the front leg. Lift up, and again, imagine there is something on the back. You can hold it as you go forward. Okay, so nice and straight through the spine, folding at the hip joints. Lean over, find that stretch. Hold it for 5 seconds and come all the way up. Good. You can do a few times. You can place your hands on your thigh or on the shin to support yourself. Good. Walk your legs, lift the arms, and let's recheck. Roll all the way down. See if you can go a little bit further down the floor. Awesome work.